Hey everyone, Gaijin Goombah here, and can I help you?
No, I'm fine. I'm just wondering why this video isn't either the Zuko Part 2 Witch Ninja or the Witch Ninja on Jin from Ghost of Tsushima. You know, like you promised.
Alright, look. I underestimated how big Ghost of Tsushima is. This is a huge game, taking far more than the claimed 60 hours to cover it from top to bottom. There's still more I need to unlock and still more to get into, so I just need a little more time. And as far as our boy Zuko goes, yeah, I thought I was done researching his ninja exploits in seasons 2 and 3, but much like Tsushima, I keep finding more. So for today, I want to toss out a perhaps shorter video on a game that I haven't touched in quite some time, likely surprising many of its fans, the god-brawling MOBA, SMITE.
Yeah, last time we covered this was, Amaterasu's announcement back when you were still with Game Theory? Which, by the way, if you want to go check out some of those old Game Theories videos, you're going to have to go through our channel page in order to find them. And the only other video covering SMITE was a quick look at Gaijin. Shoot, there's been Susanoo, Izanami, Hachiman, and Kuzenbo. Where the heck were you on them?
Well, that's kind of the problem with covering SMITE characters in these videos. Once they're released, so is their detailed video on their lore, which kind of makes my job superfluous. I mean, what else is there to say? Hi-Rez does a spectacular job at animating each god's story. But there are a few things here and there that are worth looking into, and I think Tsukuyomi has a few things hidden in its lore that SMITE doesn't really dig far into. So yeah, this video is gonna be a bit on the shorter side, but still no less important to culture and gaming. So, Tsukuyomi, the newest assassin class of the Shinto Pantheon.
I'm sorry, assassin?
Yeah, Tsukuyomi is supposedly a ninja in this game, with shuriken, kusarigama, and makibishi. He even does a little kawarimi no jutsu upon KO.
We'll see about that. But let's be real here. Tsukuyomi outside of this game was absolutely no ninja. Such underhanded tactics had no place in his ideology of a perfectly etiquetted world.
Yeah, I think that goes without saying. See, Tsukuyomi is an interesting lad because compared to most cultures, the god of the sun is typically male with the moon being female. You know, that whole patriarchal thing. But Japan, for quite a while, was surprisingly matriarchal. Where Amaterasu's radiance shined upon the world, her husband Tsukuyomi was a bit more out of sight, out of mind. I mean, shoot, there's barely any cultural history on the dude at all. But that all changed when he enacted his greatest blunder against the kami. One day, Amaterasu and Tsukuyomi journeyed to visit Oho Getsuhime no Kami, or Ukemochi for short, literally the goddess who protects food. And when she greeted the two, she began preparations for a massive feast. Now, for those of you who checked out SMITE's info on this story, they say that Tsukuyomi killed Ukemochi because she disrespected him.
Which was from Tsukuyomi's point of view, but absolutely not the case in reality. See, it said that Ukemochi faced the ocean and barfed out fish to prepare, then she turned to the forest and barfed out wild game, and finally turned to a rice field and barfed out line after line of rice ready for harvest. She also apparently pulled out various dishes from her mouth, her nose, and even her butt. And I guess Amaterasu simply watched on in either amazement or quiet dignity, but Tsukuyomi? He murdered Ukemochi in cold blood right then and there on the spot. So disgusted was he at Ukemochi's lack of refined etiquette that he simply eradicated her. So, no, Tsukuyomi, you were not disrespected. You're just a self-righteous jerk.
Well, slow down there, buddy, because that's not necessarily the end of the story. Some versions of the tale state that when Ukemochi died, her body transformed into various edible plants and animals, which Tsukuyomi then breathed new life into and put them under the jurisdiction of Inari Okami, god of agriculture. But no, whatever apology Tsukuyomi may have possibly attempted fell on his wife's deaf ears. It was celestial law that kami not kill one another, and Amaterasu was so full of rage that she vowed to be as far away from her now ex-husband as possible. But either possessed by entitlement or remorseful for his actions, Tsukuyomi would chase Amaterasu across the sky for all eternity, trying to reunite with her. And thus, the day and night cycle was born.
I guess this kind of explains why in the teaser animation Tsukuyomi and Amaterasu are fighting. I imagine this is exactly what would happen if the two ever saw each other again. And I suppose in a way it explains Tsukuyomi's animation with his manager, who spits up an apple, offers it to Tsukuyomi, only to have it slapped out of his hands in disgust. So, what made him such a jerk?
Well, neither story or folklore explained, but I think a lot of Tsukuyomi's obsession with etiquette and self-righteous attitude may have come from his beginnings. Tsukuyomi wasn't just any old kami. He was birthed from one of the two creators of, well, creation, Izanagi no Okami. Very long story short, Izanagi had gone into Yomi, which is basically Shinto Hades, in order to bring back his deceased wife and life co-creator, Izanami, from the dead.
That's right, Smiters. This Izanami.
Yeah, about that. Izanami had spent too long and eaten the food of Yomi, so she basically turned into the goddess of death and rot. After a harrowing yet awkward chase sequence, Izanagi had to cleanse himself of Yomi's filth and evil, performing the very first misogi or Shinto bathing purity ritual, and in this process, birthed the Sankishi, or 3 precious children. Amaterasu from his left eye, Tsukuyomi from his right eye, and Susanoo from his nose. Izanagi decreed that these 3 children would rule over all creation. And together, the 3 climbed the heavenly pillar and ruled from the heavens. Of course, this is before the aforementioned falling out between Amaterasu and Tsukuyomi, as well as her falling out with her other brother Susanoo.
Seems the plague of entitlement really is as old as time.
Well, like I said, there's no proof that Tsukuyomi did what he did out of self-righteous belief, it's just a theory of course, and aside from a brief mention of his shrine within Matsuno-o Taisha in Kyoto, I'm not sure if there's much else to say.
Yeah, but I'd say it's enough. Like you said, there's so little out there about Tsukuyomi, and we've gone well and beyond what Hi-Rez has mentioned so far, so don't beat yourself up over it.
Alright, time to get back in the game with Ghost of Tsushima and Zuko Part 2 with Witch Ninja. Wish me luck, gang, there's a lot to break down. And as always, thanks for watching. I know a lot of you want me to do a Witch Ninja on Tsukuyomi as well, and yeah, we'll see about that. Otherwise, if the idea of a deep cultural dive into Avatar The Last Airbender and Ghost of Tsushima really tickles your interest, be sure to sub up and stay tuned as I plow to get these videos done. And be sure to check us out over at twitch.tv/Gaijin Goombah, where we're just marathoning the crap out of Ghost of Tsushima. Culture shocking every step of the way. But until next time, everyone, this is Gaijin Goombah, signing out.